Paragraphs, pre, and breaks. Three new kinds of tags that we're going to learn. Let's get to it. Here we have as minimal a page as we could possibly have. No title, nothing in the body, just kind of an empty skeleton. We'll post one of these so that you can use these to start your own pages if you want to. Look at something we do learn though. The name of this page is lorem ipsum 8.html, and that's what we have for the title. So if we don't put in a title, it'll just use the name of the file that we have our HTML document in. So let's give it a title. We'll call it lorem ipsum, and we will save it, and we'll come over here and reload, and now we have our title. What is lorem ipsum? It's some nonsense that kind of looks like Latin, but it's not Latin, that has been used for years and years and years in order to test type, to test layout, that sort of thing. And so we'll just keep with a long-standing tradition like that one, right? So here's some lorem ipsum text. Again, it's dummy text that's used to just test stuff and see how the layout's going to look or other sorts of things. And we're going to drop that into the body. Now you'll remember at the end of last video, we said that it was not a good thing to just have raw text in the body. And what we really want is to have this text be paragraphed. Now you know what, I was going to put that in there, but I think I'll pause for just a minute and show you what happens if we don't do anything. You notice that it's not respecting our paragraphs, it's just throwing it all out there in one big mass. So we can paragraph this, and isn't it nice that the paragraph text just starts with a P? And it is a paired tag. So because it's a paired tag, we have to have a close tag. So this opens a paragraph, this closes a paragraph, and it's pretty common if we have a lot of paragraphs to just end one and start the next one on the same line, because it's easy to tell where each paragraph starts and stops. And so here we go. I take a copy of that and put it there, and we'll take a copy and put it here. And I have one last thing I have to do. You probably see it already, but I'm going to walk you through it just in case. So here we are starting this paragraph, and it ends right there. Here we're starting this new one, and it ends right there. Here we're starting a new one, and it ends right there. And we don't have to start a new one, so we'll get rid of that start paragraph tag. We will save, we will come over here and reload, and there we are. It's in paragraphs the way we want it to be. Now that's a beautiful thing. You'll notice that what it doesn't do, it doesn't respect new lines that we put in here, and it doesn't respect extra space. So if I do that and reload, it made absolutely no difference. It completely ignores extra new lines, it completely ignores extra space. And that's really a good thing, because it allows it to reformat itself based on the space that it has available. So I'm going to save this, reload again, no change. Watch what happens as I make the browser more narrow. It's automatically reformatting the text for me, so I don't have to worry how wide somebody's browser is or isn't when they're reading what I've created. The browser will take care of that for me when I have things arranged in paragraphs. So that's one tag down, that's the paragraph tag. Let's look at the break next. There may be times where we want it to respect what we have. So I'm going to put in one more paragraph, and here is the close for it, the close tag for it. So there's one more paragraph, and yeah, I'm sorry, roses are red. Yeah, you're probably bummed out by now. Violets are blue. I know who I am, but who are you? Yeah, not very clever, right? But anyhow, it's a poem, it's there, and I want it in that order. I want it to look like this. And we come back and reload, and of course it's all in one line because it's doing the same thing with this text that it's done with text in all of the other paragraphs. And so because of that, I don't have my poem formatted nicely. Here comes the second of the 3 tags we were going to learn about. It's the break tag. And what the break tag does is it forces a line break in a particular spot. So even though this is in a paragraph, it's going to tell the browser, no, you must break the line here regardless of what it looks like. So we do that, we save, and we come back here, and now we have our poem arranged the way we want it arranged because of these breaks. And just so you know, putting in new breaks forces new breaks. So I do that. You notice how this is now 1 down because I have 2 breaks here. So that's our second tag. Now what about the third tag? Well, there are times where we may have a fair bit of text that we want to follow a pattern like this, and putting in breaks every time can be kind of a bummer. And so here we go. I have text in the body of the raw text in the body, and as we said, that's kind of naughty. We shouldn't do that. The third tag we have is called a pre-tag, and it stands for pre-formatted text. So I use pre up there, and I use pre down here. Now you know that if I had just tried to display this without any tags, it would have all been in one big mass, just the same as we got before we used the paragraph tags. But now that I've used pre-tags, come over here and reload, and you notice that it's formatted for me. So it respects my new lines wherever I put them. It also respects my spaces. If I do that and save and come over here, you notice how it's given me all of that extra space. So if you have pre-formatted text and you need it in a particular format, you can use pre-tags to do that. This matters. This matters in one other way as well. Pre-formatted text uses what's called monofonts. That is, each character takes up exactly the same amount of horizontal space as every other character. When we go back to type like this and look at it here, that's not necessarily the case. Some of these letters may take up more horizontal space than others. But pre-formatted text, when we use pre-tags, it uses a monofont. And maybe an easy way to see that is to just come back to here, lorem ipsum, and we will take our poem one more time, but instead of using paragraph tags, here we'll put pre-tags around it. And we'll come back here and reload, and oh, look at this. Why am I getting extra space in here? That's because it already is respecting the new lines I put in, plus the break is telling it to put in more space still. So if I take the breaks out, like that, save it, come back and reload, now it's all together. And you can see the difference in text. You can see that this is a different font. It's a monospace font, and up here we have the same font as we were using with the others. So 3 new tags: paragraph P, break BR, and pre-formatted text pre.